Hello, this is Peter Phelps of Phelps3D. In this lesson, I'm going to quickly cover the reason and how to use the clone tools in Draft. Now, I'm going to go ahead and open up the Gingerbread Man one that we made in the previous Gingerbread Pendant. Open that. I briefly talked about how to use this tool when I was making this model, just because it's a really good tool to know how to work with. So what you do, go into Draft, click on your object, select it, and then this guy that looks like the Clone Wars Star Wars guy, that's your clone tool. Okay, see how there's now the clone of the object? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the object itself disappear for the moment, hide it. And here you have a quick copy of it. One reason you might want to use a clone is because you're working on something, and because it was sketch based, it may not allow you to modify it, like rotating it, because it wants you to go back and rotate the original sketch. So that may be one reason you want to clone it. Another reason was so that you can scale or change the object itself. And like I said earlier when I was doing the Gingerbread Man Pendant video, you can come in here, take the clone, and you can change the scale. You can change the placements, your angles, your axis positions. Now, a lot of times, something that's based off a sketch may not be able to move the objects themselves that you might want to. So the best way to do it is to clone it and then remove the original as part of the parts you're working with. But here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale this down to 0.25. So 1.0 is 100%. So 1.125 is 25%. And then you can modify each one independently. If that meets your fancy, you want a really skinny gingerbread man. Or now you might not want to make the height smaller in this case. And sometimes you gotta be alert to the fact that when you do this, you want to make sure, like, my outer rim may no longer be 0.4 millimeters. If it's smaller than that, I'll have to maybe scale it back up some. To check that, I'll flip back to the top, zoom in, and what I like to do is just use the measurement tool over here. And so that's just barely big enough. 0.45 will give me a line there, but not a very nice line. So I might want to scale him back up a little bit. So let's try 0.35. Zero 0.35, not 0.5. And I can move him. Does not put him there. Put him there, I'm gonna be in trouble. Bring the other guy out there. What you could do if you wanted to is copy and paste, or you can make another clone of the clone. What I like to do sometimes is use the symmetry numbers. If you go negative, then you should have one that pops up to the other end of the side. So now you have a pendant and two earrings. So the clone tool can be really helpful, especially, like I said, when you're doing projects that are based on sketches and you want to take that part and say rotate it or move it, and you don't want to do so dependent upon where the sketch was. Sometimes you get your part all made up and you like what it is, but you want to move it or attach it to something else, or something, there's several other reasons you might try to do that. So I would definitely suggest the clone tool in those cases. It's really quick and easy to use for stuff like this, where you might want the pendant and the earrings, or you want to make something a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, but you don't want to adjust the entire design. It works based on the entire part rather than the individual parts of it. So say you had like a ring you designed, but you designed it as a size 7, but now you want someone to be able to wear it and they're a size 10. You can use the clone tool and use the different percentages to increase the size of it really quickly. And I don't really need to make two different earrings files. I can take that, go File, Export, and then just say Gingerbread earring. And I'll save my pendant file again, so it keeps us. Close that one. Open up Netfab. Gingerbread earring. It says the file's okay. It should be good to print. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.